as we normally see it, complete way is not mentioned in one and not even in all the hadiths together. What does it mean? For example, if someone would ask us that what is the hukum of reciting surah after Surah Al-Fatiha? We may mention a hukum for it, that it's fard. If that person would come up with the next question, and that is, show me an ayah of Quran or show me a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam that says that reciting a surah after Surah Al-Fatiha is fard. With that wording, is fard. You won't be able to show it. The word fard won't be there. This person says that, okay, I recited قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ after Surah Al-Fatiha. Now, what is the hukum of reciting more Quran in the same rak'ah? If I want to recite more, you told me reciting something was fard. How about reciting the rest of it? Now I'm reciting one more surah. What will be the hukum of that? You will say that after fard, whatever you recite, it will be optional. Now he says, show me that word in the Quran or in hadith. You won't be able to show that person that this exact wording and this exact hukum. Where are we going to get the wording from? From the books of fiqh. So now when a book will tell us that raising the hand is sunnah, raising it up to that point is sunnah, folding the hand is sunnah, folding it in this manner is sunnah, reciting in this order is sunnah, these rulings of that says fard, wajib, sunnah, mustahab, makruh, haram, all of these rulings are terminologies used by the scholars of fiqh, and we will be able to find these terminologies normally only in the books of fiqh. Yes, the original form of these terminologies will be used somewhere in the hadith. Somewhere in the hadith may say about something that Allah have made salah fard. So we know that there is something called fard in Sharia, but do we know everything that is fard in Sharia? That's something that we will find in the books of fiqh, because in Quran and hadith, Allah won't use always the word fard for telling us each and every order that this is fard, this is wajib. He won't do that. He will just tell us do it. Now we will have to find out that if this order that Allah gives us, is it fard, is it wajib, is it sunnah, is it mubah, just allowed. For example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking about Hajj says that when you're done with Hajj, after Hajj, then وَإِذَا حَلَلْتُمْ فَاصْطَادُوا, when your ihram is out, then go for hunting. Literal meaning, فَاصْطَادُوا, order, go hunting. Now we will have to find out, is this is fard for us to go for hunting? Every person that goes for Hajj has to go hunting? Where are we going to find that ruling from? That will be in the books of fiqh. So this is what always we'll have to deal with, that whenever we have to deal with rulings of the Sharia, it will always be books of fiqh. A new Muslim comes to us and he says, I would like to know how should I perform my salah. We won't give that book, the Quran. Here, take this Quran, this is the book of Allah. And here, take few books of hadith. We have all Sahih Sitta. Take all Sahih Sitta, the 6 of most authentic books of hadith, and find out the way of performing salah, each and every prayer, and the hukum of each and every prayer. Go and find it out yourself. He won't be able to do it. He would never be able to do that. He may spend his whole life just trying to figure out the proper method and the ruling about salah and the method of doing salah and which salah is sunnah, how many rak'ah is fard, how many rak'ah is sunnah, and what is fard within the salah, what is sunnah within the salah, and the rest of the things that he will be doing in his life will be totally against Sharia, because he has no time to study these books in detail. He's only struggling to find out the method of doing the salah. So the easiest thing is, we'll give him a small booklet, a flyer, something that explains the method of doing salah. This is called fiqh in Sharia, the understanding of Quran and Hadith, where you don't give each and every ayah, that this ayah says this, so you do it this way, and then this ayah says this, and then you do the ruku', and then you get up from the ruku', and then you go into the sujood, and then you sit between the two sujood, and then you do the second sujood. All of a sudden a question comes, I went into the ruku', and In the ruku, instead of saying Subhana Rabbi al-Azim, I said Subhana Rabbi al-Ala. Oh, I made that mistake. Tell me, what should I do now? You won't find that in the hadith. All of these rulings will be in the books of fiqh. This is what fiqh means. The deep understanding of the ayahs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and of the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Someone comes and tells us that I was performing salah. In the salah, you told me I have to recite Surah Fatiha in a surah. So for the last 10 years, I didn't ask anyone else about it. I always was doing the surah first, and I'm doing Surah Fatiha after the surah. And when I forget to say Surah Al-Fatiha in the Qiyam, then after the second sujood in the Tashahhud, when I sit and I recite At-Tahiyyat, I recite Surah Fatiha also at that time. What is the ruling about my salah? Where are we going to find these rulings from? This is what fiqh means. And the example I have given, or few examples that I have presented, they are only about salah. If you look at these examples, they are only about salah. Now, extend the example even further to understand where we are going to need this fiqh, this understanding of the Quran and the Sunnah. Whether it's a marriage, talaq, dealings with each other, rights of parents, rights of children, rights of neighbors, rights of husband and wives, rights of the friends, right of enemies, rights of Muslims, right of non-Muslims, rights of animals, everything, all of these details are part of the Sharia. Then you go further. The trade and business. What type of trade is halal? What type of trade and businesses are haram? What type of dealings is haram? What will be considered cheating? What will be considered lying? What will be considered lawful? What is unlawful? Rulings of dressing. What type of dressings are allowed? What type of dresses are not allowed? What type of food is halal? What is haram? All of these rulings that come in the Sharia, within the rules of the Sharia, and we need to know what Sharia says about any of these things. This is something that will be considered fiqh, which means understanding of the Quran and the Sunnah. Go even further. Islamic politics, how to run a country, within the country, everything that has to go under the law of a country, how to set the rules and laws for all of those things, departments of the police, department of investigations, or prisons, or all the other rules, anything dealing with our countries, everything, all the rules that we have to set, they have to be within the boundaries and the limit of the Sharia. And as they have to be within the boundaries and the limits of the Sharia, of course, we have to have someone that will explain to us what to do in this matter. That person may not be able to present the exact wording of what we are, the situation we are facing at this time in the Hadith or in Quran. What this will be called when he would tell us that this is how you should set the rules for this and this is how you should be setting the rules for this. All of these will be considered fiqh, the deep understanding and the understanding of the ayahs of the Quran and the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. A normal person may not be able to have a link between this ruling and the ayah, and between this ruling and the hadith. A normal person won't be able to make that link. But those people who Allah have blessed with the right knowledge and understanding of deen, they will tell us that yes, this is what the ayah refers to and this is what we understand from the hadith also. This was the work of the fuqaha always in the past. This is what always they have done. And from this we can also very well understand this is something, fiqh is something that each and every believer would need it at all times in his life, dealing with anything that he has to or she has to deal with in their life. From birth, ruling about birth, ruling about children, ruling about raising children, rulings about how treating children, children are growing up, how to deal with parents, all of it, whatever that might be. Differences between husband and wife and how to deal with it, how to solve it, all of these are rulings of the fiqh in the Sharia of Islam. If it is such a deep knowledge, and knowledge that should encompass all of these fields of the life, which means everything that human beings would ever need to deal with in their lives, then who is going to do all of this work? Who should do this?